Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm AndyRC and today I'm checking out the IdeaFLY IF-88. This is a brushless micro with a different design than I'm used to. So first of all, we have a full-size flight controller despite it being just a 88mm frame. It's a Omnibus F4, so it's got a built-in on-screen display. And it comes flashed with the latest version of Betaflight, but it's got a board alignment of 225 degrees, so you might want to remember that if you are updating it to a newer version when one comes out. Now, we have got a micro SD card slot on it somewhere, but you can't get to it. This is the back of it here, and the micro SD card goes into the other end, so that is for if you want to do the logging, etc., but I don't really bother with that, but you have to take the top off to access that. Then underneath we have got some all-in-one ESCs. Now the website says they are just 3 amp with a 7 amp burst, which isn't a huge amount, but I have flown this already and it seems to fly fine on it. And it doesn't mention it on the website as well, but they are BL-HALI-S flashed, so that's cool. And it's only set up for one-shot 125, but I think this would support D-Shot 600, but I'm just going to fly it how it is, just in case I burn anything up, which is something that I've been doing lately. So the build of it is really nice, actually. It's really compact despite it having a full-size flight controller and ESC board. We have this camera at the front here, and it's very similar to the FX series that I'm used to. So it actually says FX 805 on the front. It's 25 milliwatt, better quality than the AR-Fun camera, and look how it's mounted at the front there, really interesting. It's not caused a problem at all, we've just got these two standoffs here. And I have crashed it and everything seems fine. We have a fixed angle on it there and just a button on the back. And then, this is interesting, we have got a cable here as well for all of the cables in this VTX. Quite neat, really neat build, and then that goes into there like so. There's no buzzer installed on it, but it does have the pins for a buzzer. In fact, they give you the instruction manual here. Well, it's not really an instruction manual. It just shows you the configuration, so you can see there we have buzz plus and minus there. So yeah, Omnibus F4, really nice. Another thing that sets this one apart from all of the other RTFs out there is it comes with a XM Plus receiver installed on it, and you can access that here. So you can see there that we have the bind button. This has come with the international version of the firmware flashed to it, so you'd have to take it all apart if you wanted to flash the LBT firmware to it. But it was really easy to bind. Just access the bind button there, and the receiver actually powers up when the USB is plugged in, which is quite nice. Then we've got all of these little tiny Pico connectors here going in there. It's a really neat build. Now the motors, they seem to be unbranded, but it says that they are 1104 7500 kV, and it comes with a 2S battery here, and it doesn't mention what C rating it is, just says 400 milliamp. But again, it's fine. It's got a JST connector on there. You don't get given any charger with this out of the box, so you're going to need your own charger. And the battery, I guess you could say it's kind of proprietary because it's got this holder in here, and yeah, only that size battery is going to fit. I guess you could remove this holder and then maybe put a band around it, but I really like this holder, and I actually do have a few of these batteries. It's the same battery used in the Fury B FB90, I think it was called, you know, one that's like, that looks like a bumblebee. So I've got a couple of those batteries. The antenna to the camera, it's a sleeve dipole, but because it's a better camera, then I was getting a better picture quality than the AR-Fun, because I know people are going to be saying which is better, this or the AR-Fun. And we'll see when it comes to flying this one. Now, they did put some custom PIDs on this, and they were awful. It wouldn't fly very good. at all, so I changed that, and I'll give you the PIDs that worked great on this a little bit later. Other things that I changed in Beta Flight, it had some really weird RC rates, so I changed the RC rate to 0.8 like I normally do, and then it flew quite nicely with that. The on-screen display was set up really oddly. So this is a XM Plus receiver, so it's a telemetry receiver that outputs the RSSI on channel 16. They hadn't turned that on in the on-screen display, so I turned that on and enabled RSSI. I turned off the crosshairs and horizon, etc., and I moved the voltage down there, and they hadn't enabled craft name either, so I put craft name on there, and yeah, that's about it for Beta Flight. The weight, it's really lightweight, surprising really, because using this full-size flight controller with the battery, just 79 grams, so you know, should be pretty good flyer. We have the Gemfan 2-inch 4-blade prop as well, despite the box showing the DYS props, and then they've given you some of those for some reason, but these are no good. Don't use them. So what else you get in the box? You get a spare battery mount. Not sure why that is. You don't get a spare battery. You get given the instructions for the XM receiver, and that's it. That's all that you get. So let's go and take this one for a fly and see how it performs. Okay, let's go for a takeoff. Starting off in angle mode, and it's hovering at about just under 50% throttle. So let's check out the punch. It's not bad. It's not as much as the AR Fun Pro though. Can tie that straight away. It's not a slouch by any means, but if it's sheer power that you're after, there are faster models. This one is a little bit cheaper though, so bear that in mind. And it's got a better camera, and you're still going to have a lot of fun with this, I have a feeling. But yeah, those stock PIDs, they definitely need changing. Completely incorrect. And I'll put the PIDs on this video so you can try them out yourself if you get this model. Well, I got it tuned pretty nice now, nice and snappy. As you can see, plenty of power. And really nice to fly. So if you're not after brute force, and you're fine just, well, flying around normal. I'm not saying that it's got a lack of power, it's underpowered. Just I can tell straight away from flying the AR Fun Pro recently that it doesn't have as much, but it's still got plenty for flying around. You know, having crazy powers, sometimes a little bit too much for some people. I know it's certainly less relaxing for me when I'm flying around. Sometimes I just like having a sort of mid-range power aircraft to fly, because you know, you don't get so stressed flying them. This is really nice. I like it. Easy to do line of sight acro with as well. So pretty stable, and I'm not seeing any brownouts, which is good. Something I'm always concerned about when using a telemetry receiver with FR Sky and a JST connector, but not a problem. Flies really nice. Some nice backflips, and it's probably time to come in for a landing. Let's just get a shot close to the camera. I really like how this one looks. Not too loud either, not screaming. Oh, we're out of power. So not the longest of flight times there, probably maybe 3.5 minutes, something like that, but that's normal for these sorts of things. I was having too much fun flying a line of sight acro. So here is some DVR footage taken with my Fatshark Dominator HD3s and the Holy Bro Hukia system. And yeah, I really like this model. I think it's got a lot of competition, but the things to consider are the receiver. So it's got a great FR Scarlet receiver. We should get great range out of that compared to the D8 receivers that we're used to with these micros. The camera quality is better than the likes of the AR Fun and about on par with the Ishin Lizard. So I would say the Ishin Lizard is probably this one's biggest competitor, because I think the Lizard's got more power and it's got just as good camera quality. But I still really like this model. We've got the on-screen display, we've got the F4. It's really lightweight and I like it. I had a lot of fun flying it, but you'll see the power here, that's full throttle over there. Quite a lot of video breakup because we have that sleeve dipole. But as I say, definitely better quality than the AR Fun's camera, and I really like that you can interact with the on-screen display as well. So it's throttle in the middle and then pitch fully forward and then yaw fully to the left, and then you can go in and adjust the PIDs. And the flight time was about 3 minutes 15, and that was giving it full bore all the time, so probably looking at about a 3.5 minute to 4 minute flight time with this model, which is absolutely fine. I really liked it. Yep, so just flying around the field here, incredibly scorching hot day. The motors didn't get very hot, but the battery actually got fairly hot, and I imagine that's down to the weather and also how many amps this thing is drawing. No brownouts, which is fantastic, so I was abusing it on the throttle, and no flips of death, so yep, gets a thumbs up from me. And I'll put a link in the description if you wish to get one. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.